Well done, and thank you all for participating. To start with, the three of you definitely shared some strong opinions about education in that last debate. Where do you think education does fit into the solution for the South African education crisis as it's referred to?
Well, firstly, it's impeccably important for teachers and students to actually have an understanding and proper knowledge and enough to communicate with each other. Because if you don't understand each other, we don't communicate in a proper way, we don't actually achieve the ultimate goal, the goal of educating each other. So, of course, the internet and reading and, of course, news updates we get from technology that we wouldn't get from books is important for teachers and students to actually understand each other and communicate in a very good way.
Yeah, I feel like unless it's largely available, it's practical and it's simple, it won't be effective. So in that sense, I mean if every child has a tablet that has simple apps that can be applied in school for every single subject, like a language app for English, like a practical app for consumers where you can use some multiple choice questions, so on and so forth. Just education must be widely available and practical. That's what I'm saying.
Personally, I think technology can actually play a vital role in our education system in South Africa. I mean, if you look at the curriculums that have been changing over the past 20 years, from the NCAs to the CAPs that we have now, the textbooks that were written 20 years ago may not be applicable in our education system today. So technology, it's an evolutionary type of tool that we use. So I think it's very relevant to use it and implement it in our schooling.
Joined by our researcher now, yes, from the winning team. So the question we've just asked is your opinion and feelings on technology and education.
Personally, I think that it would be good to use technology because if you look at textbooks now, we have that separation in schools where one has a more advanced edition of the book compared to the other school that use the NCS curriculum and the CAP system being in place. So not everyone is able to update as fast, but the technology is so much easier. Just downloading software, it's an easy way to catch up and to get us at the same spot.
Yeah, and I also feel like if internet for schools was made free, life would be so easy. Because we have search drives like Google where you can get any answer to any question you have. So it doesn't matter, you don't have to flip through pages and pages of a textbook that has irrelevant and useless knowledge all over the place that is not categorized in the way that you need. You can have information on Google that you can get at a touch of a button.
But also, just to add one thing, to enhance current skills we have, like in school we do have IT, we do have CAT, and that also plays a big part in school. If we had better computer centers or more, we would actually have more people getting into such scarce experts in education.
Right, sure. And the debating competition, how was that for all of you? Did you enjoy yourselves?
That was amazing. The best part was that we could use electronic devices, so we sounded clever when we said our speeches, except some of us had those kinds of resources. Some children had tablets with data to do that kind of research. Some didn't. So we worked on general knowledge to a point, and some worked with Google. So all these teams with all these fancy statistics all over the show shows and proves that, okay, they took the opportunity and they used the internet. And some cases it worked in their favor, and in some it didn't because they relied too much on it. So yeah.
So you feel that technology isn't the total of the solution, it's not a solution in
it's
itself,
just a part of
but it's a part of it.
Yes.
Well, I found the competition it was quite an experience. I mean, it's really fun to debate about things that actually relate to you instead of things where it's problems in Russia or the United States. It's fun to solve problems that I see in my community, in my society, and I can actually come up with logical solutions to those problems.
but also to know that the country or our communities also have other parts of the world also have the same problems as we do, and how they solve their solution we can also use in our country. And we did that by actually researching and actually looking at the internet.
I thought it was interesting because when they give you a topic, you look at it and you see that your opinion is different from someone else's. So we really got to think like, oh, if I look at it in a logic way, I'll come up with these points. And if I look at it in terms of my community, my social life, then this is how it affects me. So it gave you that sort of balance, like you leave knowing more than you went in knowing. So it expands your knowledge.
Might I add, it was challenging.
Right.
Everyone could win. It was challenging.
Right. Does anybody have anything they want to add for posterity, as it were?
I feel like iSpan is doing good. We're so thankful and grateful for them sponsoring this competition. These 3 tablets are very fabulous, and with luck and goodness on our side, they will share them with our society, our debating society. I hope that they won't end in their pockets. But yeah, I feel like I'm grateful.
Thank you.